Hey everyone. In this video, I want to go over a few background information about marketing analytics before we get into our first analytics activity. So let's start with this concept, big data. You probably heard it before, right? And it's not surprising that it's an important concept because the amount of data available to marketers is growing exponentially. Just think about all the information that we can capture on a daily basis. From the time we wake up until the time we go to bed, so many things are being captured electronically, our behaviors, right? And this gives marketers a lot of opportunities to study patterns and come up with ideas on how to better serve their customers. Well, with all that data, marketers will need analysts to make sense out of all this information. So, as I started to allude to a few seconds ago, it's so that they can make smarter decisions based on data driven decision making. Statistics is the foundation of all data analysis, including marketing analytics. Now, I know that statistics can be a scary word for many people. However, here's the good news about that. Just like how you don't need to know anything else about your car in order for you to get from point A to point B, it's going to be the same with statistics and analysis. If you know the basics that we're going to cover in this course and future marketing analytics courses in this marketing and analytics degree program at Athens State, you're going to have the background information you need so that you can present information that would be useful to yourself and to your marketing managers so that you can make informed decisions on your marketing campaigns. So, going back to my analogy, right? We all can drive. Now, perhaps you know a little bit more than I do when it comes to vehicles. Uh, I can't really say that I can go beyond knowing how to turn the car on. Of course, I exaggerate, right? But that's going to be the same concept with using statistical software to help us with analytics. There's no reason to really get into the mathematics of it all, unless, of course, that's your kind of thing. However, we're not going to get into the math behind statistics. We have software for that purpose. And speaking of software, one of your tutorials or one of your activities in this analytics activity tutorial would be to get started with Posit. But we'll get into that later on. We're still talking about the background information here. So yeah, we'll get you set up with using software to help us with analytics. So, going back to my point about analytics, without a good grasp of basic statistics, you can't correctly analyze data. So, we do need to learn a little bit of statistics in order for us to know how to navigate the statistical software to help us with analytics. However, again, we're not going to get into the math. So this is not going to be like perhaps your other statistics courses. So I've taken a fair share of statistics courses myself. And yeah, we definitely get into the math. However, my focus is on going beyond that and learning it a different way so that we can actually make use of the things that we can understand behind statistics so that we can analyze this big data. This course will explain the information you may not have understood in earlier stats courses and show you how to apply what you did understand to marketing problems. You'll also learn some cool stuff you've never seen before. So that sounds fun, right? Yeah. This class is structured around the questions that marketers ask. So that brings me to this page, which is one of your readings for Module 2. It's an introduction to the marketing analytics career. And these are the kind of questions that marketers need to know. So, an example I use here is think of the product team in charge of marketing Lay's potato chips. What kind of questions should they be asking? Well, here's a list right here. What price are retailers charging for each snack product version? Is the cost of manufacturing and ingredients going up, down, or staying the same? Is the campaign gaining or losing ground to competitors in terms of sales, pricing, market share, and market penetration? So lots of different things. And the only, well, not the only way, but the best way to find the answers to these questions would be to refer to our data that we collect and analyze it so that we can glean something from that, like what are the answers to our questions. And as a marketing analytics person, student, it's going to be your job to take all these numbers, all this data, analyze it, and then present that information to your marketing manager so that they can make an informed decision. And that's going to involve being able to explain something that would be highly technical and presenting it in a way that a layperson could understand, or somebody who does not have that analytics background. So going back to sources of data. So I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this video that there's so much data that's being tracked. And when it comes to marketers, there are many different sources where this data can come from. So they have their own CRM or a customer relationship management platforms like Salesforce. They might look into web analytics on their website to see what's going on there. They have internal company records, social media. Oh, I need to fix that one. They might have things they send out to learn about people's sentiments and things of that nature via surveys. So think about when you go places, how you might later on get some kind of email where they're asking you, hey, how was it? Well, that's the kind of information that marketers use to help them with their marketing analytics. And then how do they make sense of the data? Well, they perform statistical analysis, and that's exactly what we're going to be learning about in this course. So by the time you're done with this course, right, you're going to have a really useful skill set that you could use to make yourself even more marketable. Perhaps, if you want to get into a career in marketing analytics. And then how do analysts communicate analysis results? So remember, I mentioned a couple minutes ago that we will want to be able to present this technical information to people so that they can make decisions. Well, it's going to involve creating presentations with graphs and charts and writing reports. And then there's other information on there. So I'll just let you read through that information. Going back to what we're going to be doing in this class, you will learn how to analyze data to answer these questions here. Questions like that, the kind of questions that marketers should be asking. And then we will translate what we've discovered via analysis into language that marketing managers understand and can apply to decision making. All right, so with that background information, in the next video, let's get started with that software that we're going to be using in this course.